Hello, it's Heather. I want to welcome you to my channel. If you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back. If you've not been here before, thanks for stopping by and checking me out. If you like what you see today, please consider subscribing to my channel. We are deep in the Christmas crafting, and this year I'm doing several different styles, so there's something here for everyone. I've got glam, rustic, shabby chic, vintage, so there's plenty of fun and lots to do. Let's get started on today's project.
The first craft we are going to do is upcycle this sleigh that I got. It was for free on the side of the road in a box of craft supplies that someone told us we could have. And I'm just going to start by gluing in some floral foam. Now I'm not going to paint this because I want it to be red anyway. So I just used hot glue and glued the foam down into the base, and then I am putting this owl kind of off to one corner, and I got him at Dollar Tree. I cut off the little sleigh reins because I won't need those. It's going to be covered and you won't see that part anyway. I guess the cat wants to say hi. Anyway, I'm going to start. Oh, now you're fine. I'm going to start putting in these florals, these pine cones, just a little bit of several things to kind of make it nice and full. I did get the pine cones at Dollar Tree, and I got these other florals, just odds and ends in the box I had. But everything in this really is costing me like $2 total. So I'm just going ahead and filling in with some white and red little berry type florals and kind of just balancing out the color until I think it looks right. And of course, if you don't have a sleigh, you can use a little basket or maybe a galvanized tin, and you could, a pot, something that you could put the little owl in and then add some floral foam around it. So hopefully you can get some inspiration. And you can see I just keep moving it around, seeing what needs to go where. I'm adding some red now throughout the white and getting that balanced out a little better. And then I'm going to start sticking some Spanish moss in around the places that are bare, like around the owl and down in the base of the sleigh a little bit. I did use this brown color because I want this to be rustic. I've got a tiered tray in a little spot in my house where I'm doing some rustic decor, and so I thought this would be perfect to set in there. Now after I get that done, I decided that I wanted to add a ribbon. I had some different buffalo check, just exactly like his stomach, the owl's stomach, but I found this one that was smaller and it had the buffalo check and then it had little white snowflakes on it too. So that kind of blends in all the colors I'm using. So I'm just messing around, kind of making some bows to layer on top of each other. I don't want it to be a focal point, I just want it to add a little something. So you can tell that it's starting to fill up and take on a new life. I want to thank you for stopping by today. I really appreciate it. And if you like the projects we do today, if you could like on this post, it would be much appreciated. So here I'm just kind of making the layers. I'll put these two bows on. I'll get them glued together. And I'm going to put them kind of there off to the side. So they're kind of in the opposite side that we glued the owl down in. Then I made another little bow to make it a little fuller and noticeable. And here's how he came out. I think he looks so cute. What do you think? Leave me a comment down in the description box.
Glimmering silver white, and stillness fills the night. It's Christmas, a winter wonderland, a snowball in each hand. Take me away, Christmas Day. There's joy in the air, families near. We give thanks for.
Our next craft is going to be a ribbon tree. And you're going to need some kind of a stick. You can use a stick from the yard. You can use a dowel. This is actually a part of a post on one of the Dollar Tree signs that you can stick in your yard. And I just cut this down with my little hacksaw, and I'm just tying the ribbon on now. It works best if it's a wired ribbon so that it holds its shape a little bit, but you want it to be a non-bulky material. I tried some of the burlap ribbon and it's just too thick and bulky to tie nicely. So I had this little gray and white gingham I'm using, and this will be a neat little rustic Christmas tree. So the bottom one is going to be the longest, of course, and then you're just gradually going to make them shorter as you go up. And I did not do it perfectly or anything at all, but I just kind of put each layer in and then kind of moved things around depending which ones were shorter and longer. I tried to cut some all different lengths, and then I decided it doesn't really matter as long as I keep some longer and some shorter, because I can trim them up, you know, when I get everything on. And I decided to do just a little gap in between each layer, but not a big one. And it looked kind of nice. This was just already painted black, this stake that I used, and so I left it black for the trunk, and then I'm going to leave a little gap up at the top because I'm going to use a little snowflake as a star. So I'm just going up and tying as far up as I can without the ribbon being too short to tie. So I kind of hit my spot right there where I couldn't really do it any higher or shorter of ribbon. So here I'm just kind of trimming it down a little bit. And you know me, if you've seen my videos, I don't like things perfect and all symmetrical, and I like things a little rustic and distressed and just not quite so matchy and perfect. So I decided to put a hanger on the back of it because of its size. I think it'll look cute hung somewhere where I'm going to do a little rustic display in the house for this season. And here's how it came out.
When everything is white, glimmering silver white, and stillness fills the night, it's Christmas, a winter wonderland, a snowball in each hand. Take me away, Christmas Day. There's joy in the air, families near.
Our next craft is going to be a moss Christmas tree. We're going to start by taking the canvas off of one of these stretched frames, and we're going to save the canvas because we're going to use that again here. But right now I'm going to mix some black paint with some water so we can get a dark stain look for the frame part. I wanted it to fit in with our rustic theme for the day. So I'm just going through and getting all the front and the sides and the little crevices on the inside. And then I'm going to take some super glue and some hot glue, and the canvas that we cut off I'm going to glue back on. Now the moss is going to be very light, so it should hold up fine with some glue and of course some super glue. But if you don't feel comfortable with that, you can always use a staple gun also. So after I get that glued on, I'm going to get some of this moss, and I'm just going to take a little bit, put some hot glue on it, and then put it down onto the canvas. And you probably will want some kind of a protection for your finger because it's hard to see with the moss where you're putting it in there, and you don't want to get burned. And I'm just going to go up and make a rough outline of a Christmas tree shape. It doesn't have to be perfect, but just an outline so that it's easy when we go to trim it down. And I use Spanish moss, but you can use other colored ones if you want. And after we get that all glued on, I'm just trimming it up with some scissors and making it more into a tree shape. So now we need to make it look like a Christmas tree. I've got these little red berries, and this was from Dollar Tree, as well as the moss. And also the little words I'm going to use on the frame were also from Dollar Tree. So I'm just taking some hot glue and putting the beads on the tree. Excuse me, the berries. And then once that gets filled in, I decided I wanted to put some words on the frame. So I'm going to do Season's Greetings, and I'm going to leave them in the natural wood. My season's kind of broken too, but I got it glued on where you can't tell, so I guess that works. And then I also wanted some kind of a star at the top of the tree, so I took these gold ones that they have at Dollar Tree, and I used the back side so it would match the words, and that was it. It was a very simple and easy one. Here's what it looks like.
When everything is white, glimmering silver white, and stillness fills the night, it's Christmas, a winter wonderland, a snowball in each hand. Take me away, Christmas Day.
Thank you so much for stopping by, and we'll see you again next time. Bye.